Did you know that in the Bible it mentions fasting 70 different times? It does. It was very important to God. It was very important. Luke 4, 2 through 4, it talks about when Jesus fasted for 40 days and the devil had came to tempt him during his fast. Now a fast is denying the flesh. It's like a sacrifice to God. In Matthew 6, 16 through 18, Jesus had instructed his followers to fast in secret without making a show of it. You're not supposed to really let anybody know that you're fasting. You're not really supposed to talk about it. You're not supposed to brag about it. It is a way of connecting with God, but you're not supposed to let anybody know. You know, like when you go pray, you pray in the closet, you pray in secret. Well, this was along those same lines. In Isaiah 58, 6 through 14, it describes a fast where they were fasting for a reason. They were freeing the oppressed, feeding the hungry, removing chains of injustice. So you can fast for reasons. Most people will fast so that they can get their prayers answered, that they can hear from God. There's many reasons to fast. Pray for a when you're praying for a loved one, and for your when you are praying for a healing. There are many different reasons to fast. In Joel 2, 12 through 13, they were fasting because they felt like they were distant from God. So they were fasting to return to God with all their heart. And in Ezra 8, 21 through 23, fasting was a way to humble oneself before God and ask for his protection. So if you're feeling like you are really distant from God and not hearing from him, not feeling him, you know what I mean? You know if you're close to him. You know if you've been distant from him. You know that if you are separated from him. Well, fasting and praying is one way to get close to God, to get yourself back where your heart is with him and not away from him, you know? And in Acts 13:2 and Luke 2:37, it tells us that we are supposed to pray along with fasting. It is a thing you do together. So when you're fasting, you're denying your flesh. And when you're praying along with denying your flesh, it's almost like it makes your prayers be heard faster or even more. And if you're looking to get closer to God, it makes you closer to God than you really were before. It's because you're sacrificing your flesh. You're denying your flesh. And this is like a sacrifice to God. And in Daniel 10:3, it describes fasting for 3 weeks, where Daniel ate no meat, drank no wine, and applied no lotions. No lotions to the skin, no oils to the skin. And in Esther 4:16, she called on the Jews of Susa to fast for 3 days. In Exodus 34:28, Moses fasted for 40 days and 40 nights while writing the 10 Commandments. Now, what I got from Daniel 10:3 is you're denying your flesh. That's what you are doing. So he denied his flesh meat, and he denied his flesh wine and lotion. So it sounds to me like anything that you would actually feed your flesh or nourish your flesh with, you can deny. So you can deny yourself milk products, or you can deny yourself meat products. You can deny yourself lotions, apparently, because that was in the Bible. You can deny yourself a lot of different things. I would not necessarily deny yourself water, because you cannot go that long without water. And although there have been total fasts in the Bible, that is not something I would recommend, because people could harm themselves doing that. But you can deny your flesh. Deny yourself lotions. Deny yourself wine. Deny yourself soda. Deny yourself milk products. Deny yourself meats, sugars, caffeine. These are all things that would feed the flesh, right? Now, I know there are a lot of people who say that you have to be either total fast or no food whatsoever, or a Daniel fast, and that's the only way to fast. Well, I'm sitting here reading the Bible, and in Daniel 10:3, it does not say that those are the only fasts, because in there they fasted by denying themselves meat, wine, and lotions. So that tells me right there that you have to deny the flesh, and it doesn't have to be one of those two items. Although those would probably be a really good fast, because that is a really big sacrifice, to deny yourself total food or to deny yourself through the Daniel fast. Because the Daniel fast, although you get to eat while you're doing the Daniel fast, you are denying yourself meat products, a lot of things, caffeine, milk products, things. You're denying yourself quite a lot. Although not going without food. I myself do the Daniel fast because, honestly, I cannot go that long without food. I tend to have some hypoglycemia going on, and I can't go that long without food. And I know there's a lot of people who can't. But the Daniel fast is an easy way to go about fasting without denying yourself complete food. And I mean, you can do it different ways. You can do, deny yourself just certain things. But for me, I find that I can do the Daniel fast pretty good, so I do the Daniel fast. And it's entirely up to you to what you decide to do. Some people deny themselves electronics, social media, stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, because I think that's a pretty good thing to do. But I'm not going to tell you that that's the wrong way to go. And I've heard some preachers say that is not really fasting. That's between you and God. That's between you and God. I think it's pretty good. You're denying your flesh. You're denying your flesh, things that you enjoy doing. So I think it works for God. That's my opinion. And I think that you can do different fasts. Some people fast from, certain times of the day. Some people fast for a day. Some people fast for 3 days. Some people fast for 21 days. Some people fast for 40 days. I have never been able to fast for long periods of time, because my lifestyle, because my groceries aren't bought that way. The way I buy groceries, I can't afford to do that. But I do. I can talk. I do fast for 3 days a month. That's what I do, and I try to do it in the beginning of the month. But everybody's different. Everybody's different. But I try to do it at least once a month. I try to do this so that I can connect to God in the beginning of my month, every month. And I just started doing this recently, so this is not something I've been doing for a long period of time. But I found since I started doing it, I really seem to get closer to God, and it really helps. So I hope this helps you, and I hope you take to fasting and praying, and I hope you are blessed.